Yeah, and do you have interest in seeing him fight Mike Tyson?
So,
Why not?
Yes, and do you want to watch him fight Mike Tyson? No, why not? I don't think so. I believe Mike Tyson is a boxing legend who has accomplished a lot for the sport on his own. As Mike is getting older, I would like to watch him get hurt in a ring where you're only doing it for fun or money. I just think you know him even though this match is officially sanctioned. Terence Crawford recently stated that he believes Jake Paul would defeat Mike Tyson if all goes as planned, and that the regulations will be less stringent than they would be in a normal bout between two-time welterweight champions. Paul Porter thinks Tyson may be Paul's opponent rather than Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who was supported by the WBA to challenge Paul for a belt and won on the same terms as Paul and Perry. Sean Porter said, "I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Mike Tyson and Jake won't be competing in the ring." Porter questioned whether the fight would ever happen, claiming that the Tyson match was never logical. "I think Mike and Jake didn't make sense, even from a financial standpoint. I don't think Mike should fight, but that's not to say I make decisions because of Jake." Porter claimed to have seen Chavez Jr. doing it, and speculated that he might be able to return to Freddie Roach and work magic once more to the lowest common denominator. Paul's latest triumph versus Mike Perryshaw, the UFC champion, before the referee broke up the bout. Ali thought Paul could beat Mike Tyson since Paul had already triumphed 3 times over the former UFC boxer and world bare-knuckle champion. Paul's focus is currently on his next rescheduled fight with Tyson, the heavyweight champion. If all goes according to plan, Ali believes Paul, who will be 30 years younger than Tyson, who is 58, will be the overwhelming favorite in their scheduled fight later this year. The fight will consist of 8 rounds, each lasting 2 minutes. Using Jake's humor instead of Mike Perry, Ali talked about how vicious and incredible some of the knockdowns were, how Jake has improved with each battle, and how thrilled he was about the upcoming Mike Tyson versus Jake fight. The star of Clash of the Titan predicted that the fight would conclude similarly, and the knockdowns were really vicious. Oh my god, that was adorable. Jake appears to be getting better with each fight, and I'm eager to keep watching him battle Mike Ty. I'm a little excited because I think it might look like that Mike Ty is almost 60, and Jake is, 30 years younger. But I'll do Mike Perry versus Jake. Paul MMA Paul. Jake, the bare knuckle of Mike Perry. Compared to Nate Diaz's, Jake Paul is performing admirably. H was shocked. After defeating Perry, he boldly challenged Alex Pereira, the USC light heavyweight champion. Due to his recent 8-year contract renewal with Dana White, Brazilian middleweight champion Paul is likely to remain with the USC Alley-gate. Ali made fun of Alex by hinting that a battle between the two might only occur if Dana White gives her the go-ahead, despite Paul's eagerness for a fight with a dangerous champion. Ali then revealed that Jake will face Mike Tyson in November. Oli expressed his annoyance with Jake Paul's victories over rivals in the UFC. Jake Paul's next move unless Dana declares, "I'm tired of seeing Jake beat all these UFC guys. And Jake." Paul calls out Alex Peta in November-December. "I believe he already has a fight set against Mike Tyson. I'm trying to envision it." The matchup between Alex Peta and Jake Paul is amazing. The man has incredible strength with both hands, yet he practically throws from his hips as if he's not there to be hit. Mike Perry was there to be hit, which was a significant part about him. He was off balance and throwing punches with his chin floating, just waiting to be struck. I met this guy named Alex Pet, and he's really large. His hand was about 4 times my own. Although fans are eager to see Jake compete against the top fighters, Ali noted that until he confronts a fighter in the top 30 Jake's full potential cannot be realized. The most important thing is what's next, and you have to position yourself for those opportunities. Jake is doing that better than anyone right now, calling out who's next, and he already has a fight booked. He's a very good boxer, but until you see him with He Still H, he hasn't fought a top opponent. Ali also praised Jake for his exceptional strategic insight, emphasizing the significance of post-fight preparation, and his aggressive pursuit of additional potential opponents. Suppose there are 20 men in the world who are among the top 20 boxers in their weight class. It's difficult because people want to see you compete against the real world's greatest men, or at least up there, and Jake wants to be the champion cruiserweight. I'm not even sure what weight class that is. Jake is undoubtedly a devoted and highly skilled boxer, but you won't be able to tell how excellent he is until you see him compete against someone in the top 30, if not higher. Former world champion and boxing pundit Timothy Bradley says he is confident Tyson will win in the interim. Tyson's prediction of a knockout was heavily influenced by his tremendous strength and breadth of knowledge. He also stated that, depending on how the fight is presented, the heavyweight champion is most likely to prevail. According to Bradley, since power is the final factor that will grant you 2 minutes, there's a chance for a Mike Tyson knock. Mike Tyson will have the advantage in this battle because he can use a powerful body shot to knock him out. Disney boy Bradley thinks Tyson will prevail in the upcoming bout, which will have 8 rounds of 2 minutes each. The age difference between the two fighters worried Paul Polymolagi, even though Tyson hasn't engaged in professional combat since 2005 when he was coached by Kevin McBride. Mel warned that although he thought the man should be injured, he also thought Paul was often undervalued and that the boxer turned YouTube star was more dangerous than most people thought. In a statement released in March, Tyson, who became the youngest boxer to win a heavyweight title, expressed his excitement about taking on Paul in the ring. Meanwhile, our rising mixed martial arts star, Mike Tyson, 58, is ready to seize the chance to permanently silence the troublemaker should he be unable to face Paul in November. Roy Jones Jr. and Tyson fought an exhibition bout in July 2020. At the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, Tyson said, "I'm really looking forward to getting into the ring with Jake Paul. He's improved as a boxer over the years, so it will be a lot of fun to see what the will and ambition of a kid can do with the experience and aptitude of a GOAT. It's a full circle moment that will be beyond thrilling to watch. I am the same size and weight whether we fight or not. I got ducked the last pullout with Tyson, and they got that __ Paul's impressive 6th round knockout of Mike Perry and his bold challenges to both Tyson and UFC champion Alex Pereira until Perry should take over for me," Paul said, establishing himself as a strong backup contender ready to step in if Tyson is unable to make the fight. Despite his earlier statement that he would not comment further until he came on Submission Radio, I am here, I will say nothing more, and I will wait for the call. A few hours later, he talked about the Paul versus boxing match and the prospect of facing the troubled kid himself. He said that even though he hadn't seen the fight, the footage he had seen indicated that it was awful and only featured light striking because, really, I have no idea what Mike was doing in there. I'm truly incomplete. Shock, Jake. Paul was gassed after the first round. Jake was awful, and so was Mike until he triumphantly entered the boxing world earlier this month, showcasing his skittles on the main card of Social Knockout 3 in the United Arab Emirates. However, his victory was marred by a controversy that started when his opponent chose to forfeit in response to questions about any updates from Paul's team regarding the November Netflix event, until it was revealed that although he would be an ideal replacement, Jake Paul won't fight me, therefore his attempts to communicate have been met with silence. He didn't say anything at all. At 6'1" and 225 pounds, I can box like a pro, but Jake Paul won't take me on. I have not heard anything at all. My suggestion is that you are extremely fortunate not to fight me because I would poke holes, and I have a lot of respect for Jake Paul as a businessman and for dedicating his entire life to boxing, but I would seriously hurt him in a boxing ring. Therefore, why does the former UFC fighter believe he can challenge the problem in a boxing ring? I would be too technically superior. It was tactical for him to put it so succinctly here, using quotes from opponents like Anderson Silva to demonstrate his deep understanding of mixed martial arts. Whitaker, Robert, it's not always about the shots we throw, but rather the technical aspects and setups. I would lead him into situations where he wouldn't even know what was going on, and it would take me about 3 rounds to figure him out before I tore him to pieces. I had everything planned out, but unfortunately for us, Jake Paul won't fight Darren until he feels betrayed. Israel and Adna demonstrate how striking PR can separate performance in the cage from the ring.